Hey guys, welcome back to our channel, The Uncommon Truth. I am Des,
I'm Rodney.
and today we are going to give you all 9 ways to keep your friends and your family out of your business, out of your love life, okay? This is very important because I've learned along the way that sometimes, when you tell too much information, when you give too much information to your family and friends, it can cause problems in your relationship. And so we're here to share with you all ways to keep your relationship private and to not cause unnecessary conflict. All right, so number 1 is leave the intimacy in the bedroom. This is very important, and I speak really to my ladies on this one because I don't know how you guys do, but I've known in the past when you get around your girlfriends, you tend to discuss and talk about information when it comes to your sex and what you all do in your bedroom. And really what I've found out is that it is not okay. Ladies, it is not okay to tell your friends nor your family, but mostly your friends, about what you do with your partner in your bedroom, how it is, what it is, how long it is. Look, ladies, stop sharing that type of information with your friends. I don't even care if they're your best friends. I don't care if you trust them 100% with your life. It is not okay, because that is something that is intimate, and that is something that your partner trusts, that stays between you and your partner. So I feel like that's a kind of a disrespect to your partner when you go and share that type of information, because you don't know that friend that you're sharing that information with, that family member that you're sharing that information with, can go back and tell somebody else, or it can slip up when you're with your partner, it can slip out when you're with your partner, or hey, they can even start looking at your partner a certain type of way. Okay, so you just don't want to share that intimacy with a friend or a family member, because it is private. It's supposed to stay between you and your partner. All right, so that was number 1, keep the intimacy in the bedroom. Right. Number 2.
All right, number 2 is don't act off emotion, which is my favorite one. I'm always one to tell people, put your emotions aside and make a decision based off facts and not emotion. So a lot of times when you get into it with your partner, the first thing you want to do is find somebody who agree with you. Your partner don't agree with you, so you're like, okay, I know I'm right, so let me call so-and-so, let me call my mother, sister, brother, friend, to see if they can see my point of view, which is not a good thing, because by doing that, you're bringing them into an argument that may be resolved within the next couple of days. So if you bring them into an argument, we resolve it. Next time they see her or me, they're looking at you a certain type of way because you brought them into it.
Right.
So our suggestion is, for not acting out of emotion, is maybe setting a time period. If y'all have an argument, don't call anybody, or don't even talk about it with anybody else. For like 24 to 48 hours, give yourself time to kind of relax and calm down, and don't look for someone to take your side. Don't worry about it until you've calmed down. So don't act off the emotion. Give yourself time to calm down, and hopefully by that time you'll be at the point where you can talk to your spouse about the argument you had and maybe come to a resolution.
Right.
All right, so that was number 2.
Number 3, take it to God. I know this may sound corny to a lot of people, but to me, prayer is the number 1 key to keeping a healthy and a happy relationship. Many times I've gone to God about things that me and Rodney have gone through. And And I promise you, the best secret keeper is not your best friend, it's not your mama, it's not your daddy, it's not your brother, it's not your sister. It is the Lord. The Lord God. That is the best secret keeper, okay? You don't ever have to worry about nobody spilling out your business, going back to tell your partner what you said. Look, and it's the best peace. Like when I go to God about things and concerning me and Rodney, I promise you, I feel it's like a relief just lifted off of me. It's like a weight just lifted off of me. You know, I feel so at peace when I'm done talking to God and when I pray to Him. So I would suggest, honestly, this is the number one way for me to keep your family members and your friends out of your business, out of your love life. Just go to God and let Him handle it, because He's the number one person that can handle it, and He's the best secret keeper, okay? So that was number 3.
All right, so number 4 is avoid public fights. Now, I think about this all the time because it's this movie called Why Did I Get Married? And it's a scene.
Why Did I Get Married?
Yeah, it's a very funny scene, but it's a very real scene where the couples were on a couples trip. 2 of the couples got into it in front of everybody. And not only did they start spilling their own information about each other, they started spilling information about their friends, because you know, couples talk about everything. So because they was in their feelings and they was just angry, it's just so much got out about them and their friends. So that was definitely a bad moment, even though it was funny to us. So, but in real life, same thing goes. I don't know if you need a safe word or just come to an agreement, especially when you know you're about to be around a lot of couples. The energy is going to be high, so you get in your feelings. But by all means, at all costs, if you guys are having some type of issue, maybe you go just talk to the fellas, and maybe she just go talk to the ladies. But you have to both come to an agreement, even if it's not even said at that moment. Just, you know, we're not going to argue in public. So even if something happens, or we're out somewhere, something happens, somebody say, hey, we'll talk about it later. And the other person needs to have the awareness to say, okay, let me calm down before I say something that's going to make them say something else. Before you know it, both of you are going
at it.
For I ain't gonna say for no reason, but in front of everybody. And now everybody's in your business. So whatever that may be, it could be secret. Now everyone knows what y'all problems are. So it's like no coming back from that. So definitely got to be careful with that and avoid public fights.
Yeah, and I think that can fall into not acting off of your emotions.
Yes.
Yeah, because once you act off, once you get to that point where it's like your emotions are so high, at an all-time high, it's kind of hard to stop yourself from fighting in public or wherever you are around certain people.
Your emotions are a tool to tell you how you feel. You shouldn't make decisions based off your emotions. That always lead to, or almost always lead to, just something, a worse situation. So, but yeah, that was number 4. Number 5 is work on how you communicate. So like I was saying earlier, you know, you get in arguments and you call somebody else, a friend or a family member, but you do that not only to try to find somebody to get on your side, you do it because it's easier. It's easier to talk to somebody who's not in it about your argument, because you can just say what you want to say and they'll just, you know, sit there and listen with no back and forth. But when you come to your partner, it's harder, because you know, even if you say something, whether you right or wrong,
they're gonna take your side.
They're gonna take something to the partner.
Oh, the partner.
Yeah. If I come to you, it's harder now.
Right.
Because now I can't just say anything, because she's gonna have her point of view. It's like, no, that's not what it was. That's not the case. So it's just harder. And it's more pressure when you're talking to your spouse.
Right.
It's less pressure when you're talking to like a family. So if people get caught up into that, so you got to figure out a way, whatever it is you have an issue with, how to best come to your partner and get that and clear the table or clear the air and figure out how to get it out in a way that you can come to a resolution for that issue. This also may involve timing. You know, it just may not be the right time. So however you communicate with your partner, you got to figure out the best way to get it out, or the best time to get it out. So that's number 5. Just work on how you're going to communicate with your partner during these times of arguments and stuff like that.
And also, with number 5 on how to communicate, I also want to say when you don't bring an issue to your partner first, and you take it to somebody else, you can bring that distance between you and your partner.
Yeah.
And you don't want to cause a distance between you and your partner, because then they feel like, well, why am I needed? Why am I here for if you're going to this person or that person with our issues and you didn't come to me first? So just be mindful of communicating with other people with your business, and concerning your business with your partner. You want to make sure you go to your partner first if you're feeling some type of way, and not to your best friend or to your mother or your father or somebody like that. So
right. So that was number 5.
Number 6, choose your complaints wisely. I know in the past, I've had a friend or two before where it's like Rodney said before, it's so much easier to vent and complain to other people. But you want to be careful with that. You really want to be careful with that. And I say that because I've been in this situation a few times before with my past relationships. When you complain to a friend or a family member about your partner, especially, most of the complaints are going to be bad. So you're painting this negative picture to your family member or to your friend about your partner. So guess what that's going to create? That's going to create a negative view of who you're talking to about your partner. So let's just say, I went to a friend, a girlfriend, or my mom or my brother or somebody about Rodney, and I'm like, Rodney just gets on my nerve. He don't do this, he don't do that. He did this, he did that. So, and it's not to, because it's so easy to be done, because you just need to vent, you just need to get it off your chest.
Yeah.
But you just really, really, really got to be careful with that, because guess what? That family member, that friend is going to be looking at your partners with the side eye, okay? Because they don't mean it, but because they love you so much and they want the best for you, they're not going to want to see you go through what you're going through. They're going to be telling you, like, if I was you, or they're just going to be looking at your partner in a negative view. So just be careful, because I've been through that before and I've learned my lesson, okay? I've learned it. I've gotten a report card from it and everything. Like, you just really, really got to be careful with complaining to your friends and your family members about your partner, because you don't want to paint that negative view of your partner to your friends and your family. So that was number 6.
All right, so number 7 is seek healthy advice when you need it. Now, granted, you don't want to always go to your family and friends when you're in the midst of an argument, but there are some times in a relationship where you're going through things that you may just not know how to handle. And there are people who have been through what you've been through, and they may can shed some advice or give you some good ideas.
Give you some good wisdom.
Right. It could be simple, or it can be something extremely complex. Like, it can be, hey, how you deal with so-and-so cheating. Some people may have good insight on it, or experience with it, and help you how to get through it in a positive way and move forward with your spouse. For an example, now this is real simple, but right before Des moved in, she started hanging out here more. And so one day, I've been single for a long time, so I'm just used to my ways, things being where they are. So I went to my nightstand to charge my phone, because that's where I keep my charger. I never move my charger. And my charger was missing. So immediately I was just like, I got kind of like frustrated, because like my charger is always here, so where's my charger? So, I go ask Des. I'm like, hey, you got a charger I can borrow? Of course she has my charger, and so it kind of frustrated me. But thankfully, probably like a week or two later, I just happened to go to lunch with one of my friends. He was like, listen, hey, that's just a part of it. He said he bought probably like 5 chargers for his household, and he just put them in different places for his wife to use. And so he keep his where he keeps it, and so that way, whenever he goes to charge his phone, that is there. So that helped me out a lot because I was like, oh yeah, that's a good idea. So I can calm down. She eventually did switch to iPhone, so we don't have the same charger no more. So we're good with that. But had she stayed with like an Android, I would have just bought chargers and put them in the living room, the kitchen, and the bedrooms, and just have it, just to ease the tension, you know. So it is good in some cases to seek advice, but you gotta make sure it's people who maybe been what you've been through and can give good advice. And that's another question. Like, you gotta determine, okay, should I get advice from my single friends? Because some single people may give good advice, but some may give advice that'll get you single. So who knows? So definitely make sure when you get to that point where you just need to talk to somebody, make sure you choose the right person. It's okay, just as long as you're not in your feelings at that moment. Yeah. So that's definitely important, and that is number 7.
That is number 7, and number 8, nip some things in the bud. Okay, I know in the past I've had a friend or two to kind of like, you can tell when somebody is prying into your relationship. You can just tell. I don't like priors. And if I sense it, I'm going to nip it in the bud right then and there. And it may come off as rude or mean, but sometimes you have to be like that simply because if you keep allowing people to pry into your relationship and to just keep asking questions that you know you don't feel comfortable with answering, then that can lead to more prying, more questions. So it's good to just nip it in the bud because you don't want to, if you don't feel comfortable sharing something, just let them know, like friends or family, just let them know like, hey, I don't feel comfortable. Set those boundaries. I feel like every relationship needs boundaries. You gotta have boundaries. I don't care if it's with your BFF for life, okay? You got to have boundaries in your relationship, because if you don't, then you'll have all types of people knowing your business, constantly in your ear, feeding you with this type of information. And then next thing you know, it's kind of like you're having an issue with your partner. And another example is, I've been not conversations, but I've been in the company of other girls. And sometimes you really have to just stop yourself when you notice it. But you can have a girlfriend or an associate that's going through it with their partner, right? And you and your partner doing good, but your girlfriend over here going through it. And that energy just somehow just attracts to you. And next thing you know, you man bashing your dude, or you just man bashing men, period, when you know you got a good dude at home. But guess what? When you go home, that energy affects your relationship. So I speak to the women and I speak to the men also. Be careful. Set those boundaries in your relationship because you don't want that to affect you and your partner. So that was number 8. And our last one is number 9, which is don't vent on social media. Me personally, I've never been the person to get on social media and just vent, okay? Hey, if you need to type it up, write it up, get on your laptop, get you a notebook, get you a journal. I'm good with journals. Rodney will tell you I got about 1 million journals on my bedside. Get you a journal, write it out. Hey, because social media they're not counselors. Those people on social media are not therapists. Those people on social media do not care about your happiness, okay? So do not get on social media when you're having problems with with your partner and you just want to tell the world how bad of a person he is, or how you want people to feel sorry for you, because that's what you're doing. You just want people to like You want people to comment, I'm praying for you. They ain't praying for you. You want people to say, I'm sorry, but guess what? They're calling such and such and be like, girl, guess what she just put on social media? Or girl, guess what he just put on social media? They talking about you.
Right.
Don't do that.
And social media is forever. I don't care.
Social media
take it down all you want. I've seen
it's still gonna be up there.
Yeah, you put it up for a second, and people screenshot it and they send it to everybody. I forgot the screenshots of people's business. They thought they took it down. You took it down, but we still reading it. And you're still the topic of people's conversation.
Right.
And then it's crazy about that. You see that same situation, then you see those same couples a week later posting like pictures like, yeah, we the happy people in the world. So it makes you look foolish.
It does. So just be careful about putting that stuff out on social media. So we just wanted to share 9 ways with you all to keep your family
out of your business.
Keep your family, keep your friends out your business, out your love life, out your bedroom. Keep them out. You love them, they love you. But hey, if they asking how y'all doing, we doing good. Yeah, I'm good for saying that. We good.
Yeah, we
good over here in the hood.
Right.
It's all good in the hood, which we are.
Yeah.
But look, if y'all are not good, you know your spirit man, your intuition will let you know who you can vent to and who you cannot vent to. Okay. So, just listen to yourself, listen to your spirit. You know who to let in and who not to let in. And you know how much to give them and how much not to give them, okay? So just be careful. We just wanted to share that. We hope that it helped somebody. And if y'all like this video, y'all know what to do. Click like. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, Uncommon Truth, go ahead and subscribe. We're going to keep doing this as much as y'all keep supporting us. We love y'all.
Peace.